So, John from Mayhem here, continuing the series of movie reviews that I'm doing. Today, we're going to be doing The Northman. This stars, it's quite an ensemble cast. It's directed by Roger Eggers, and Roger Eggers was the dude that blew everybody's mind in 2018 with The Lighthouse. Really a wild film. Um, Written by I guess somebody I never heard of. So this is all Nordic guys. So it's this one guy that wrote it was Sjorn, and Eggers also co-wrote it with him. It's based on the legend of Amarith of Saxo Grammaticus. Cinematography, amazing cinematography. I'm just going to say that off the bat, by Jaron Blaschke. Produced by Eggers and Skarsgård by a whole host of other people. It tells the tale of it stars Alexander Skarsgård as Amieth, Ethan Hawke. Where has he been? And dude, he's a great actor as King. Let me see if I pronounce this correctly. Arvindil, King Arvindil. Nicole Kidman as Queen Gudrun. Claes Bang as the uncle, or as the brother of Ethan Hawke's character, King Arvindil. He is Fjorn. I'm not good with this stuff. Sorry. Fjornir the Brotherless. Enter Taylor Joy. She plays Olga of the Birch Forest. And Gustav Lind as Thor the Proud. Bjork, the singer, who with the swan dress all those years ago, was a wild character in her own right. She plays Cirrus. William Dafoe, who also was in The Lighthouse, and just a truly fantastic actor all the way around. I mean, unbelievable guy. And he actually plays Hermai the Fool. And I'd be remiss by not saying this. Hafthor Bjorn Hansen. I'm sorry, Hafthor. Let me get it right. Hafthor Julius Bjornsson plays as. Get this, ready? I had to write it down. Thornifer the Tooth Gnasher, weighing in at over 400 pounds. He is the 2018 World's Strongest Man. He was also known as the Mountain on the once great series Game of Thrones. So let's get to how do I sum this up? So I would say to you, if you took Conan the Barbarian and Gladiator and crushed them together, and that's the right word, you'd wind up with the Northman. It's a good start in my book. Let's see here. How do I describe this film? I'm going to start. It's really something. It's really an amazing film. It's very. I'm going to use the word here, esoteric. Let's see. The cinematography is fantastic. The dialogue is spot on, and the pacing is perfect. I know I mentioned pacing a lot, but it's important because you don't want a movie to drag, and this one does not. That's pacing. It's a revenge flick, more or less, much similar, very similar to Conan, very similar to Conan and Gladiator, as I mentioned, with the plot and the character development and the way Amieth goes about his arc. Let's see. It starts off. It follows Amieth as a child, and then into his early 20s, I would guess, as they were a berserker, a savage berserker, to a willing slave, all the way to a betrayed son. A pretty good twist at the end. It culminates in an epic battle between Amieth and Fjornir. Sorry. Really, really like between. Without giving too much away, it was an epic battle between Amieth and Fjornir, the king's brother. He is known as Fjornir the Brotherless, by the way. So I guess we can get where that's going. And then they fight each other, mano a mano, as they say, or macho a macho for this film, which it is very manly film. At the base of Mount Hell, It's great, really something else. Um, there is obviously a lot of Norse mythology intertwined through the film. Anyone familiar with the Thor series with Chris Helmsworth will notice, in particular, Odin's ravens, Munin and Hugin. They follow the story, um, and one can only guess that by implying the ravens, Odin himself is watching this unfold. The story of Amiath. It's a the Northman's a no holds barred film of great violence and abject misery. You really watching it in the 21st century perspective, you realize how lucky we are. The abject misery that happened in the Middle Ages was unbelievable. Not half of us wouldn't even be here. I don't, myself probably included. It's unbelievable. I mean, just their version of football. I can't remember what it's called, but Thor Bjornsson is playing against uh, Alexander Skarsgård, and Alexander Skarsgård's a pretty big dude, right? He's probably about 210, 220, and he's pitted against Thor, the world's strongest man, at over 400 pounds. It's unbelievably violent how they play football. Um, there's a couple of things that go on. There is one thing I have to say. It's a very, like I said before, it's an arty film, and you have to question. Although the plot's linear, you kind of have to question what you're seeing, because Amiath is not necessarily a reliable narrator. Apparently, the Vikings were heavily into psychedelics, and there's a couple of scenes in particular where you don't know what reality you're watching. You don't know if it's actually happening or if it's the imagination or the trip from Amiath. It's on Prime right now. If you want your mind blown for a couple hours, watch The Northman. It's great. It's a great film. It's very gory. It's very violent. It's very aggressive. It's not. There's no ESG nonsense. I don't know if I mentioned that before, which I will make a separate video on. If you guys are wondering what ESG actually is, I will make a video coming up probably next week or so after Thanksgiving. Just explaining what it is and how it's infiltrated and disrupted and, in some cases, destroyed film genre. The films. And like a great example would be. I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but I do. A great example would be the 2016 Ghostbusters. That's like I said. I'll go into it in later detail. Rating. Man, I was going to say 9 to 10, but I would have to give it really, the more I think about it, 9.5 out of 10. Nothing's really perfect other than The Godfather, but it's fantastic. It really is. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. It keeps you guessing, and you'll be appalled and enthralled at the same time. I mean, some of the violence, a couple scenes in particular. Just remember this: I will avenge you, father. I will save you, mother, and I will kill you, Fjornir. It's a fantastic film. If you get a chance, watch it. I think I said it's on Prime. And that's it, man. Thanks for watching.